Hey guys, it's Carolyn with Beauty Beyond Bones, and welcome to my second trimester recap video. I cannot believe that I am already in my third trimester. I'm going to be 29 weeks tomorrow, and the thought that we're going to be meeting our daughter in less than 3 months is just, it's mind-blowing. I mean, I still remember peeing on a stick like 7.5 months ago, and it just has gone by in a flash. So I have been loving watching these videos on YouTube. It's so helpful to see other women in their pregnancy journeys and just get some insight into what they're going through, what to expect. So if you're pregnant, welcome, congratulations. And I wanted to just share a little of my journey. So I thought I'd break this video down into some topics, everything from how I felt physically, nutrition and exercise, cravings, gestational diabetes, moving while we're pregnant. Let's see, helpful products, doctor's appointments that you have in the second trimester, and then just my overall takeaways. So if that is interesting to you, please join me in this video. And I thought it was only fitting to film this video in my bedroom because I have gained an entirely new level of respect for my bed. And if you've ever been pregnant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just want to be in bed. It gets to be after dinner, 7:30. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get ready for bed and hop in bed and watch TV. So anyway, please keep watching and welcome. Okay, so let's first start with how I've been feeling physically. I have been blessed with a very easy pregnancy, which I know is not the case for everyone. I am counting my blessings in that regard, but I have still had no morning sickness. I've had no food aversions. I've felt great. I just get tired by the end of the day. I'm falling asleep literally around 9 o'clock every night. That's just because I'm exhausted. You know, I wake up around 6:30 every morning, and by the end of the day, I'm just kind of ready to just knock out. I've had a little round ligament pain. It's the stretching of your uterus, and it's just getting ready for baby. And it was weird. So mine is particularly on my right side. And I asked my OB at my last appointment, I said, you know, I'm having, in the mornings when I wake up, it hurts on the right side in the round ligament area. And she goes, oh, that's because that's where your baby's head is. So everything is totally normal on that regard. Other than that, I have gotten some skin tags in some areas that rub a lot, like my underarms, from my exercise routine. That honestly has been the worst part of pregnancy. I'm not going to show you because, you know, my OBGYN said that literally the only way to get rid of them is by like freezing them off after the pregnancy is over. So that's really awesome. Other than that, I'm loving being pregnant. I'm so excited about all of the changes that are happening to my body and my growing belly. I love to dress and show it off. So that's how I've been feeling physically. Okay, let's talk about nutrition and exercise. When it comes to nutrition during pregnancy, I have taken this like my full-time job. I want to give this little girl everything she could possibly need to form all of those cells that God is knitting together right now inside of my womb. I am trying to give her everything that she needs. So, as you know, I have ulcerative colitis. It has been in remission for almost 16 years, and I've kept it in remission through the specific carbohydrate diet, which I will link information to that in the description. But I have expanded that to its maximum potential. So we are now eating beef and chicken and pork and bacon and cheese and legumes, the ones that are allowed. So, you know, I have really taken it to the max. And that's because, you know, I want to get all of the iron that's in red meat. You know, before I was only a pescatarian on the specific carbohydrate diet. And I'm still eating fish that is low mercury. But I definitely, you know, last night I had a steak. Tonight we're having pork loin. I just am really making sure that I'm getting everything. I'm trying to eat 2 to 3 eggs per day because they are the perfect pregnancy food with choline, the ratio of fat to protein. So we're doing that. We're doing, pumpkin seeds with iron. We're doing all the leafy green vegetables. We're doing lots of cheese for the calcium. I'm just taking nutrition so seriously. And it's been fun. It's been so much fun to create new recipes and to, have these great food adventures with my husband. He's so excited that I'm eating steak now. He filmed it. I'll insert that here. All right. Well, yeah, let's see.
Here we go. You're going to be amazed at how good it tastes. I hope. Do you like it, actually?
You like it, baby?
It's really good. It tastes the way it smells.
Yeah.
Tamara, you treated this with...
But, he just loves that I'm enjoying food to the max. And I'm definitely planning on continuing that after pregnancy. So cravings. Well, I've loved cheesy scrambled eggs. I love dates with cashews or dates with peanut butter. I love cheese, specifically Munster cheese. I have found a delicious one that's from pasture-raised cows. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I can't get enough. Any type of cheese, cheddar, Swiss, Havarti, I will take it in all forms. Parmesan. Loving lentil pasta. I have a new craving for just these bowls of peanut butter with vanilla extract and honey in them. My mouth is watering. And you mix it all together, heat it up in the microwave for a little bit to cook the vanilla extract a little bit, and then put it in the freezer for 5 minutes, and then it becomes the consistency of cookie dough. Oh my gosh, it is so good. But to be honest, I'm just having so much fun trying all the different foods that I've now introduced back into my diet, that every meal is an adventure, whether it's pad thai or if it's, pesto pasta or, Filipino kare-kare, which is on the menu for this upcoming week. I'm having a blast. Anyway, let's talk about exercise, because this is definitely an area that I am passionate about and also has taken the most finesse, we'll say, when being pregnant. So before I became pregnant, I was a runner, and I would run about 7 miles a day and do maybe 20 minutes of yoga, probably 5 or 6 days a week. And, I am 35. I'm pregnant. This is a miracle baby. If you know my story, I struggled with anorexia in high school. And one of the repercussions of that total devastation and destruction that I put on my body was that I didn't menstruate until I was 29. And so the fact that I was able to get pregnant is such a gift from God. And when I found out I was pregnant, I just decided I'm not gonna run. I'm not trying to set any records here. I'm just gonna incorporate healthy movement into my day, but I don't have to be stressing my body with running. And I know a lot of women, and even my OBGYN, she said I could continue running as long as it's comfortable, but I just felt better with a more gentle exercise routine. So now instead of an hour of running, I'm doing an hour of power walking. And that is really still enjoyable. I'm still getting the endorphin kick that I get with running. I'm still getting to be outside and move my body, and it feels great, and I know I'm doing great things for the baby too. I've also continued yoga, but I've had to modify it, and so now I'm just really incorporating just gentle stretching. There are a lot of exercises that help to open your pelvis, a lot of squatting, cat-cows, just stretches that feel really good. That and squats, because, you got to keep the booty. So while we're on the topic of nutrition and exercise and cravings, let's talk about gestational diabetes. As I've mentioned, I'm on the specific carbohydrate diet. Well, the number one thing that we are not allowed to have on the specific carbohydrate diet is sugar. But that includes agave, that includes corn syrup, cane sugar, all of the different forms and, label things that they like to kind of try and hide and mask the fact that it's sugar. all of those are not allowed, especially glucose. So when you go in for your 28-week appointment, you are given the glucose challenge test, and they give you this drink that is about 53 grams of pure glucose. It's usually orange flavored or maybe lime flavored. But they give it to you, and then you have to stay there for an hour or sometimes 3 hours, depends on the test that they give you. And they take your blood, and they're able to tell in that hour, depending on how you digest this drink, whether or not you have gestational diabetes. And since I am not able to have that drink, my doctor and I talked about my other options. Determining whether or not you have gestational diabetes is very important. First of all, what is it? It's when you're pregnant, your body just processes food differently. And so a lot of times women, especially if you are older in your age, like I am with pregnancy, you can be very prone to your insulin not working the way it should. So you're not processing the sugar in the way that the body should be. And as a result, then your baby also isn't processing the sugar in the correct way. So they really want to make sure that they can catch it if you do have gestational diabetes to either give you insulin. So the only other FDA approved way to determine if you have gestational diabetes is unfortunately testing. For these next 2 weeks, I am having to prick my finger and test my blood sugar in the morning after fasting as soon as I wake up, and then 1 hour after each meal.
Explain what you're doing.
So you put this in and it tells you, okay, so that's the little straw here.
Okay, tell her what's the purpose.
So this is to check my blood sugar to make sure that you're not getting too much blood sugar and that I don't have gestational diabetes, which means you don't have gestational diabetes. Okay.
Take 2.
All right, I've really massaged the blood down now, and I'm still gonna do a 4. Okay, 1, 2. Oh yeah, that's it. That's the stuff right there. Okay, now, so this drinks it up like a straw. That, yes. 97, will you look at that? Will you look at that? No gestational diabetes here.
What's the range?
So they say it should be under 135.
You're way under.
97, baby. That's what most people's fasting is. All right. 97. Booyah, Grandma. All right. Just like that. It's a very involved process. It doesn't hurt the way I was anticipating it hurting, but honestly, for as annoyed as I was that I had to do this and take all of these finger pricks for 2 weeks, I was kind of interested just to see the science behind eating, and like, you know, that has been a little bit interesting for at least the first maybe 6 times I did it, but now I'm just like over it. Yeah, I showed my brother these numbers, who is a doctor, and he was like, you have the insulin efficiency of a 6-year-old, like you have perfect numbers. So, of course, I'm going to continue doing it because I'm going to follow directions and listen to my doctor. But anyway, I knew even before going into this that I didn't think I was going to have gestational diabetes, just given my diet and how clean and the fact that there's 0 sugar in it. But it has been really interesting just to know what other women have to go through who do have gestational diabetes. It definitely makes the last bit of pregnancy a little bit more tedious, to say the least. Okay, let's take a little break here and do a little show and tell. These are all of our ultrasound pictures. Okay, so this is our little girl, and she is so cute. And if you look at this picture, that is her foot, and I just think that is really cute. And I can now see the foot that is kicking me literally right this very second. So our daughter is measuring in the 96th percentile. Not only have they moved her due date up about 2 weeks, and also we get more growth scans on the ultrasound every 2 weeks now for the rest of pregnancy, just to track her growth. getting so big that I'm going to need to have a C-section or things like that. So we're very grateful that we have such a healthy baby. I personally attribute that to the fact that literally every morsel of food that has gone into my body has been so nutrient dense that she is just getting everything that she needs. And so I'm so grateful for that. She's healthy and strong, and we get to see her now every 2 weeks. That's super exciting because in the States, you usually only get 2 ultrasounds for your pregnancy. So helpful products. So we'll start out with the one that's a little bit obvious because this is not my ring. This is an Amazon ring, but my ring no longer fits comfortably. I mean, it fits, but getting it off at the end of the day is a little challenging because your hands kind of swell. And the last thing I want to do is have to get my ring cut off. I have seen too many Instagram videos of pregnant women going into the jeweler to get their very expensive rings cut off. So my husband and I got just a little cheapie on Amazon, and every time I've worn it, people have like remarked at how pretty it is. So apparently it passes as real, and I will link that in the description below. Okay, sorry, my microphone decided to run out of batteries. So helpful products. First up, a big water bottle. It doesn't have to be a Stanley. Any big water bottle with a straw will do. This is so helpful to encourage you to drink more water. Hydration is so important when you're pregnant. Not only does it deliver nutrients to the baby, but it helps with the amniotic fluid, and it just keeps you hydrated, your baby hydrated. So a huge water bottle like that is great when you go out for a few hours and you need to stay hydrated. I try and drink at least 3 of those a day. I have one by my bedstand at night, and I try and drink a whole one in the middle of the night, which, yes, I do have to take several bathroom trips then, but all for the baby. Next. These are not glamorous, but they are a lifesaver. These are biker shorts, like kind of compression biker shorts that I wear under every single dress. With the weight gain that comes from pregnancy, I am having to deal with some chafing on my thighs, which is a new phenomenon that I am not used to. And let me tell you, it can hurt. Oh my gosh, my microphone shorted out at the end of this clip. So basically what I'm saying here is that this particular pair of biker shorts has a built-in hidden support band for your belly. And I got these on Amazon. I got 7 pairs so that I could wear them under every dress because they are that important. They prevent the chafing. I'll link it below. Okay, my microphone comes back on here in about 15 seconds, so just hang with me. But this is my favorite thing to wear right now. It is a little sports jumper. I have these in a bunch of colors, and it's a little skirt, and the best part is that they have built-in shorts underneath. Okay, yeah, so these have little shorts on underneath, which is great because it prevents the chafing like I just talked about, so I don't have to wear those biker shorts underneath. And also, you know, when you're pregnant, sitting cross-legged and ladylike is not always very comfortable. So this just having some extra coverage under there, it makes life a little bit easier. I'm wearing one of these right now, but they're great. They're like yoga pant materials, so they're super comfy, great for the summer, great for the spring. They're cute. You can dress it up with a necklace. They come in lots of different colors. I have these in like 4 colors, and I'll link these below. They're super cute, and this one has a built-in bra, which is also very nice. Speaking of bras, that is another item that I would highly suggest getting right away, because this is the first thing that you are going to grow out of. And I think that part of the reason why I had such an issue with the underarm chafing is because I was trying to squeeze into my, extra small sports bras. And listen, there are a lot of changes that happen, and that is definitely one of them. So I am now a size extra large, yep, because your rib cage expands, just everything is growing. And so definitely get yourself some. These are just from Amazon. They're great. This is one under here, the lime green. You can get lots of cute colors, but definitely save yourself the discomfort of what I'm going through right now. So hydration in water form is definitely important, but so is for your skin because it is stretching, it's growing a baby in there, and this Hatch belly oil has been such a game changer for me. This is my third bottle. Yes, it's a little bit on the pricier side, but it is worth every penny. It smells amazing. It dries practically instantly. And the thing that I love about this particular brand is that it doesn't leave an oil stain on your clothes. When I first started wearing it, I was like, oh my gosh, am I gonna ruin all of my clothes with oil stains? Am I gonna like have stained bed sheets from now on? And no, this brand from Hatch here, I have had zero issues whatsoever. And I'd use this twice a day, morning and night, and it has really, it soothes the skin, and it's gonna hopefully help prevent stretch marks, knock on wood. So far we haven't had any. So that is what I am using for my belly. Now for the rest of my body, because that is always also stretching. Ouch. Yeah. Thanks, baby. My husband loves me. For the rest of the body, which is also growing and stretching, Gold Bond lotion. I know this is not glamorous. When I used to think of Gold Bond, I just, for whatever reason, associated it with like athlete's foot. I don't know, like, but their lotion is honestly, this is coming from someone with very dry skin. It is the only thing that has healed my chapped hands in the winter, my dry heels, my dry skin. I put this all over every single day after the shower, and it lasts for like at least 24 hours. It is the best stuff I have tried. I've tried the shea butter. I've tried all of the different things. It's not greasy. It's not going to just feel like you've got sticky stuff on your skin all day. This stuff works. Okay, lastly, we've got prenatal vitamin, which is essential for every pregnant woman to be taking. I take Ritual. These have a really pleasant taste and they don't leave a fishy aftertaste. And then just another practical thing is a meat thermometer. You want to practice extreme food safety with washing your fruits and vegetables, cooking your meats to the correct temperature, not eating food that's been sitting out for a while, ultra pasteurized everything, and having a meat thermometer is so easy in the kitchen because it tells you right there what the well done temperature is internally for all of your different kinds of meats and fish. And that way you can ensure that what you are eating is safe for you and safe for your baby. Okay, really quick, let's talk about moving while pregnant, because if you are unaware, my husband and I have recently bought a house in the neighborhood where my parents and my brother and sister-in-law live, and we are so excited to move, but we don't know when we're gonna move yet because the people we bought the house from still have to buy a house. So, I mean, I am 7 months pregnant and, you know, we don't know when we're gonna move yet. And we are still selling our beautiful condo and we have not found anyone to purchase it yet. So there are a lot of moving puzzle pieces for over the next, 3 months. So we could be moving in 30 days. We could be moving as late as October. When we have like a 4-month-old. So I think a lot of people would think that that is very anxiety and worry inducing, which it is, but my husband and I have just really decided that instead of just being gripped with anxiety about it, we are just going to surrender. We're just going to hand it all over to God and say, listen, we know that you are going to orchestrate all of this. We trust that. We trust you. We trust your goodness and your good plan for us. And we just know that the condo will sell when it's supposed to. They are going to find a house when they are supposed to, and we will be able to move in when the time is right. And if that means that I'll be delivering the baby at my parents' house, then so be it. That's what God had planned for us and our family. There are a lot of logistics about selling a house while pregnant that is very difficult because your house always has to be in mint show condition, because I could get a text right now that says, hey, someone wants to look at your house in 30 minutes. Can you all be out of there and have it ready to be looked at? So we kind of feel like we're living in a hotel, because like there are no personal pictures up anymore. Like everything is just kind of stark, and like it just looks like a showroom basically. And also that means that we cannot get the nursery ready, because obviously we are showing the house. We can't have a half-finished nursery. We don't have a place to put the nursery in the new house yet because we can't get into it. So, you know, I almost feel like this is God's way of just maybe protecting me from kind of getting caught up in the weeds of, you know, okay, the nursery needs to be painted this color and we need this and that and this and that. Because I can be very type A. I am very type A. And I can get very detail focused, hyper focused. And you know, this has kind of just forced me to just strip everything down and say, okay, what do we really need when we have this baby? We need each other, we need diapers, and we need a bassinet, and that's it. So I think it's actually kind of beautiful that we're not getting just caught up in all of that rigmarole, which there's nothing wrong with, but you know, I think that maybe during this season, God is just trying to teach me to just let him handle it, to just trust him, to say, okay, he's got this. He's got it under control. I just need to let go of the wheel and be along for the ride. And, you know, thinking back over the entire course of my life, whenever I have done that and just released control to him, things have always worked out exactly the way they're supposed to. They've worked out beautifully. I think this is just another opportunity to practice that release. Let's just talk about some ultimate takeaways from the second trimester. They call it the honeymoon trimester because you're feeling great. You're not huge and having trouble sleeping yet, which actually in the last maybe 5 days, I've experienced the difficulty of sleeping now with such a big belly. In fact, I actually ordered a pregnancy pillow, so I'm looking forward to that arriving today. So I will also link the one that I got if I like it. Your second trimester is when you're just having a ball. And I mean, I'm still having a ball in my third trimester, but the second trimester is just, you know, you're starting to show a little bit. You can tell people. I would just say, embrace and soak in and cherish every single moment. My husband and I have been so blessed with the outpouring of love and support and joy and excitement from our family and friends. And it's just so wonderful to just be with people who genuinely care about you and care about this little baby growing in your belly, and cherish that time because it's so special. And on that note, my husband and I are trying to get all of our socialization in during these next few weeks, because we know that we'll be kind of holed up once baby arrives. But it's just a really beautiful time. Another thing about being pregnant is that I have never felt closer to the Father, because he is our creator, and the fact that he is creating this living being in my belly right now, I'm feeling so much love already for this child that I've never even met before. And it's really incredible to think about how God feels that same love for me, and because I am his child. And it just has given me this entire new perspective on our relationship. And so I'm really trying to fill our home with worship music and, you know, going to church every Sunday. And, you know, I'm hoping that when baby comes, instead of a white noise machine, I'll do like, you know, acoustic worship music for her to fall asleep to. I just want her to feel and hear and experience the love of the Father, because she is, you know, she's close to him right now as he's knitting her together. And I want that to just continue after birth, and just kind of create this beautiful, holy, for lack of a better word, just this Christ-filled environment for her to develop and grow and to be born into. This time has also brought my husband and I so close as we're bonding with the baby, and I'm seeing just this whole new beautiful side of my husband as he is just embracing this fatherhood role. It's so beautiful. I am convinced that she can already recognize his voice, because when she hears him, talk to my belly, she kicks, and he'll say something and she'll kick and he'll say something back, and they have this little kicking, talking conversation. And it's just the most beautiful thing in the world. And so this creation of a new life has brought not only our little family so close together, but also so close with the Creator. And I'm actually reading a really great book. It's called Spiritual Preparation for Birth, 9 Months with God and Your Baby. I don't have it next to me, but I'll link it. And I'm not much of a reader, I'm gonna be honest. But this book is great because it's just a couple pages each month. So month 1 is a few pages, month 2 a few pages, month 3, and it just goes through and gives you things to think and pray about, and biblical scriptures that you can just meditate on throughout that whole month. And then the next month you read another passage, and that just has really given me a beautiful perspective on what God is doing with her and his love for her, his hopes for her, his dreams for her, and how those align with mine for her. It's just really beautiful. That is my second trimester recap. I am so excited to see what this third trimester brings, and I just want to thank you for praying for me and for all of your wonderful comments on my blog, Beauty Beyond Bones, and just for sharing in the joy and excitement in this beautiful time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I will continue to pray for you. Please pray for me, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.